You cite this annexure under the topic of disbandment of the PKTT. Are you saying that this report recommends a disbandment of the PKTT?
It definitely does.
Can you take us there?
You see, Chair, what I want to highlight or point out here, at this point in time, this report may not say PKTT, but it talks about provincial structures, task teams, and PKTT is a provincial structure or one of those provincial capacities. It includes PKTT, and it talks about the disestablishment of such, so that we can then capacitate these units. So, as far as I'm concerned, the PKTT is a provincial structure that was established, even though when you listen to the presentation, they will say NPKTT initially, but they call it a PKTT. But it is a provincial structure, a capacity. Now, I am saying, when I look at chapter 12 of the Vision 2030 that says you must build a capable state, you must build a state that is capable of saving the nation, well-resourced, well-capacitated with the latest technology. We're talking about now fighting crime nationally, not in KZN alone. Now, I'm sitting with this, I'm the head of detectives. I'm expected to, the detectives haven't been reaching their performance for more than 8 years. Now, I'm saying we need to capacitate the murder and robbery units. We need to make sure that every province is able and capable to can investigate any type of crime that is coming their way. Now, you cannot focus your energy and your resources only in one province and create an elite within only one province that is saving only one province. That is why personally I say we need to build capacity throughout the country. Now,
General, the question was, please show us in this document where it said the PKTT must be disbanded.
Oh, let me try to look for the paragraph. I thought when I said let us not look only specifically at the word PKTT, but look at provincial capacities. I was in a way trying to respond to that.
If I'm not mixing up the witnesses, if you look at page 786, there are several bullets there. Towards the end, there's reference to political matters team. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was Minister Mkhunu who said that was a reference to the PKTT. He had initially suggested that it was not, but when he was engaged further, he said that's reference to the PKTT. Yeah, but I'll take you back to the question. What's your answer to the direct question?
I'm struggling to hear the chair. In particular, I think.
I'm very sorry. I said I hope I'm not mixing up the witnesses. At page 786, there are several bullets, and towards the end, there's one that says political matters team. I seem to recall that Minister Mkhunu, but as I say, I may be wrong as to the identity of the witness. Yeah. Minister Mkhunu said that the reference to political matters team was reference to the PKTT. Yeah. So I guess the short point I'm making is you are saying let's not agonize over the fact that there's no specific reference to the PKTT. So I am saying it looks like there is reference to the PKTT, if indeed the reference to political matters team is reference to the PKTT. Now back to the question, show us where it says a decision was taken to disband the PKTT. Where does this document say that?
Chair, so that I don't spend time going up and down, am I allowed to read the paragraphs so that I will come across the paragraph that I want to refer to? Because I can, let's say...
It's a long document. I have no idea which paragraphs you are referring to. But I will tell you this so long. Of course, you don't have to depend on what Minister Mkhunu said. But when Minister Mkhunu was engaged on that same subject, in the end, I think he accepted that what was recommended was a review, not disbandment.
All right. Let's go to page 796. Paragraph 8.11. And if you read from up, it will say, no, 8.9 will say, no task team be established without written approval document from the provincial commissioner.
I think you should read 8.10.
Yeah, 8.10 say, current task teams be subjected to an impact analysis by organizational development plan in the province to ensure the feasibility of the existing teams. Then you go to 8.11 that says, the provincial investigation unit PIUs in the provinces that have been established be closed as discussed in paragraph 6.4, 6.5, 6.4.6, and 7.5. Members currently placed at the establishment PIUs are subjected to skills determination evaluation in order to be placed at murder and robbery, organized...
Sorry for stopping you mid-sentence. Sorry. In previous testimony, I will not even try this time to identify the witness. We were told that there's a difference between a unit and a task team. Is that so indeed?
It is correct.
So the PKTT is a task team. You read 8.11 that refers to the closure of units. So does that assist you?
It does, Chair, because at some point, this is a report that was crafted by a person, a human being, who sometimes interchangeably uses the words. But I just say, at this point in time, I wish I had gathered those points that are specifically to be able to respond to this question, but maybe I might have to come back to it.
I think...
You see, I'm asking you this specifically because where I referred you to earlier, the several bullets at 786, the writer refers to task teams in so many words, whereas in 8.11 reference is made to units in so many words.
In other words, the author of this document doesn't confuse task teams and provincial investigating units. At 786, the reference that the chair took you to, the author talks about task teams that are not monitored. And then at 8.10, the author says current task teams be subjected to an impact analysis to ensure the feasibility of the existing teams. So it requires a review, not a disbandment.
But somewhere in a document, there's somewhere where they talk about provincial capacities. These capacities at provincial level. This includes the task teams as well. And for that matter, Chair, we have task teams nationally, every province, many task teams. They get established, and when they have performed their duties and they are satisfied, it gets disbanded. It doesn't continue on an unending basis.
That's a different point. That's a different point. What Mr. Sim is trying to establish is where it said that the PKTT must be disbanded. But I think you said in the end that you would want to go through this document thoroughly to be able to answer the question. I think in the interest of time, we should move on.
Thank you.